If you're sitting at a corporate job right now thinking about how to get out, or you're trying to figure out how to actually make real money with AI without learning to code, or you're running a business that's stuck in an older model and you're looking for the pivot, this video is for you. I made over $350,000 in the past year using AI, and honestly, the way I did it is kind of lazy. No team grinding behind the scenes for me, no agents talking to each other, and none of the overcomplicated stuff you see on every other YouTube channel pretending to be an AI channel. So let me walk you through how this actually works. If you've spent any time on YouTube trying to figure out how to make money with AI, you've probably seen the same kinds of videos over and over again, right? Some guy showing off a 100 node and 8N workflow, or someone telling you to spin up 6 AI agents that talk to each other, or some video about MCPs and vector databases that sounds incredibly impressive, but never actually translates into real money landing in your bank account. And look, none of that stuff is wrong necessarily, but it's not how I personally make money, and it's not how anyone I know who's actually making money with AI is doing it either. Quick context if you're new here, my name is Harsha, and I run an AI agency called Mentrix. 2.5 years ago, I turned down a $70,000 a year corporate job to go all in on this. And at the time, I had pretty much nothing. No clients, no audience, maybe a couple hundred followers on Instagram if I was being really generous. What I did have was this one idea, which was that AI was about to fundamentally change how everyone made content. And instead of trying to convince anyone of that with some giant marketing funnel or a sales pitch, I figured I would just use the product to sell the product itself. So I made one video using the exact AI workflow I was selling, posted it on Instagram before bed, and honestly didn't think much of it. And by the end of the week, that one video had brought in 3 new clients and roughly $9,000 in cash up front. For someone with maybe 200 followers and 0 paid ads, that was a pretty massive moment because it showed me the content I was making with AI was the proof, the demo, and the marketing all stacked into one piece of content. And that's when I realized the lazy way to make money with AI isn't building the most complicated system out there. It's building something where the AI is doing the actual selling for you while you sleep. And honestly, this is the one idea I want you to walk away with from this whole video, because every dollar I've made with AI comes back to this one rule. The AI handles the part that doesn't actually need me, and I only show up for the part that genuinely only I can do, which is the creative direction, the strategy, my face on the screen, and the actual relationships with the people I'm working with. Most people invert this entirely. They try to automate the part where their personal judgment matters most, and then they manually grind through the boring, repetitive stuff that AI could absolutely be handling, which is just the wrong way around. So what does my actual stack look like? I use Hagen to make AI versions of myself and AI versions of my clients, 11 labs for the voice cloning that makes those avatars actually sound like real humans, Claude to write the scripts and most of the copy, and Notion to organize the entire back end of the agency. That's pretty much it. There's a couple of smaller tools that plug in here and there for specific things, but those 4 are doing the heavy lifting, and none of it requires a single line of code. And the thing you probably didn't even realize watching this video is that this exact video, the one you're sitting here watching right now, was actually AI generated using that same stack. That's the same workflow I use for my clients, and using this exact setup, we've collectively generated over 100 million views across their channels and accounts, which has led to multiple 6 figures in revenue for them. And that's exactly why those clients are happy to pay me $3,000 to $6,000 a month consistently to keep running their content. None of it requires them to learn any of these tools themselves. None of it requires any coding skills on their end. And at this point, my team handles pretty much the entire process for me, so I can focus on the parts that actually move the needle. And the system compounds the longer you run it. After that first $9,000 week, things were quiet for a minute. But then around month 2, we started getting consistent inbound. Within 6 months, we were doing 5 figures a month. And now the agency consistently runs between 25 and 35,000 a month. None of which came from me working harder over time, but from running the exact same idea over and over again with different angles. And the thing is, this isn't just for people who want to run an AI agency. If you're stuck in a corporate job and you've been quietly trying to figure out how to escape, this is genuinely the most realistic path I've seen in the last 2 years. If you've watched 100 AI videos and you're trying to figure out which strategy actually pays, this is the one. And if you're already running a business, but the model isn't growing anymore, this is the pivot, because AI content that demonstrates the thing you actually do works for any service business with a personal brand attached to it. Now, look, I'm not going to lie to you and pretend any of this is overnight, because the honest truth is it took me 2.5 years to figure all of this out, with a lot of messy pricing rewrites and a lot of offer versions that just didn't work. But the whole point of why I'm making this video is that it doesn't need to take you anywhere near that long, because I've already done the trial and error part and condensed every system, every process, and every lesson I've learned along the way into a mentorship for a small group of students. So if you actually want to build this for yourself, click the first link in the description below, fill out a quick application, and book a call with me. If it's a good fit, you'll get access to weekly one-on-one calls with me, my personal phone number, and the exact systems I'm using to run my agency at 30,000 a month right now, and I can only take on 1 or 2 more students in the next 4 to 6 weeks. So only book the call if you're actually serious about doing this. And if you got value from this video, drop in the comments what you actually want me to walk through next. Could be the script process, could be how we land clients, could be the avatar setup workflow, whatever it is, drop it down there and I'll cover it in the next video. Thank you for watching, and as always, take care.